By the time the perfect job appears on Indeed or LinkedIn, the most important decision about who gets it may already have been made. The posting looks fresh, the application window is open, and hundreds of qualified people are polishing their resumes. But somewhere inside the company, an employee has already mentioned a former colleague, a manager has identified someone on another team, or a recruiter has begun speaking with the candidate who was recommended weeks earlier. The job is technically available, but the race did not begin when you clicked apply. That is why experienced professionals can submit dozens of strong applications and still feel invisible. They are entering at the most crowded point in a hiring process that often began through relationships, internal conversations, and unfinished business problems. The best opportunities are not always hidden because companies are being secretive. They are hidden because many jobs begin as problems before they become postings. The department is missing deadlines. A customer account is in danger. A new system is failing. Or a leader suddenly realizes nobody owns an important outcome. At that moment, the company is not searching for a resume. It is searching for someone who can make the problem disappear. This is the first rule of the hidden job market. Opportunities become visible to problem solvers before they become visible to applicants. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported 7.6 million job openings in May 2026, but employers made only 5.2 million hires during the month. Those figures measure different points in the hiring cycle, so they should not be subtracted as though every opening simply went unfilled. But they reveal something important. A posted opening does not automatically become a hire, and hiring is not a simple conveyor belt moving applicants from job boards into jobs. For someone over 40, that means increasing application volume may not solve the real access problem. Instead of spending every available hour submitting more applications, reserve part of your job search for conversations that can place you near a business need before the hiring process becomes crowded. Here's the sticky idea to remember. Do not chase job postings. Chase unfinished problems. Begin with companies, not titles. Choose 20 organizations where your experience could produce measurable value, including customers, competitors, vendors, regional employers, and companies undergoing expansion, restructuring, acquisition, or major technology change. Then identify the kinds of pressure those organizations are likely facing. A manufacturer implementing automation may need change leadership, training, quality control, or supplier coordination even before it creates those positions. A hospital installing new technology may need project managers, compliance specialists, trainers, and operational translators who understand how decisions affect real people. You are not trying to predict an exact job title. You are identifying where a company may soon need someone who can connect its problem to an outcome. But how do you get close enough to be considered? Employee referrals are one answer, although not because a referral magically guarantees employment. SHRM reported in February 2025 that an Irian study of enterprise organizations found approximately 1 in 10 employee referrals resulted in a hire, compared with job boards that often required more than 50 or 60 applicants for each hire. That does not mean every referred candidate is better qualified. It means a trusted introduction can reduce uncertainty, provide context, and move someone from an anonymous document into a serious conversation. For an experienced professional, the action is not to message strangers and immediately ask them to refer you. Build enough professional familiarity that someone can honestly explain why you are relevant. This week, contact 5 former colleagues, customers, vendors, or industry partners and ask a question that is easier to answer than, do you know of any jobs? Ask, what is becoming harder inside your business that was not a major problem 2 years ago? That question may uncover a delayed implementation leadership gap, customer issue, compliance burden, or growth problem that has not yet been converted into a formal position. Then resist the urge to immediately sell yourself. Listen for the language people use, because that language will tell you how companies describe the value they are willing to fund. The second hidden market is already inside the company where you work. SHRM's 2025 Talent Trends research found that 35% of organizations used an internal talent marketplace in 2025, up from 25% in 2024. These systems match employees' skills and interests with projects, temporary assignments, and permanent roles, sometimes allowing managers to fill needs without beginning with an external posting. That means the next good job may be located 3 departments away, while you are searching 3 states away. For someone over 40, this matters because an internal move preserves institutional knowledge, relationships, benefits, and credibility that an outside candidate must rebuild. Do not wait for your company to advertise the perfect internal role. Ask leaders in adjacent departments which projects are delayed, where customers are frustrated, and what capabilities their teams are missing. Volunteer for a defined piece of cross-functional work that lets people see you operating outside your current title. A 90-day project can become an audition for a position nobody had planned to create. But there is a surprising imbalance inside this internal market. LinkedIn reported that in 2023, managers and directors had internal mobility rates of roughly 50%, more than double the 24.1% rate for individual contributors. The data does not mean half of all managers changed jobs in 1 year across every company, because LinkedIn calculated median mobility rates among qualifying companies in its dataset. But it suggests that senior employees often move through visibility, relationships, and strategic conversations, while individual contributors may wait for formal permission. For someone over 40, especially someone who has remained dependable in one function for years, that is a warning. Being indispensable in your current role can make management reluctant to imagine you anywhere else. You must create evidence that your value travels. Build a 1-page document containing 3 business problems you have solved, the measurable results, and the types of situations where those results would be useful again. Do not call it a resume. Call it a value brief, because it should explain what changes when you enter a difficult situation. Share it selectively during networking conversations, internal meetings, and discussions with recruiters who specialize in your field. The goal is not to announce that you need work. The goal is to make it easy for someone to remember you when an unfinished problem appears. There is another reason job board only searching becomes discouraging. SHRM reported in 2024 that 36% of U.S. candidates had received no response from an employer 1 to 2 months after applying. That silence does not necessarily mean the candidate lacked value. The position may have been paused, redirected internally, overwhelmed by applicants, or shaped around a candidate who entered through another channel. For someone over 40, repeated silence can gradually distort strategy. You begin rewriting the same resume, lowering your salary expectations, or assuming your age has made you unemployable, when the deeper problem may be how late you entered the conversation. Continue applying to well-matched public openings, but stop treating the application as the entire campaign. After applying, identify someone connected to the department and send a brief message focused on the company's challenge rather than your employment status. Mention one relevant result you have produced and ask one thoughtful question about the work. Do not send a life story, demand a meeting, or ask them to pick their brain. Make the conversation useful before asking it to become helpful. You should also become visible where decision makers gather before positions are approved. That may be an industry association, vendor event, professional conference, local business group, alumni network, webinar discussion, or specialized online community. The goal is not broad popularity. It is repeated credibility among a small number of people who encounter the problems you solve. Publish a short analysis of an industry change. Explain a mistake companies repeatedly make. Or share a framework that helps leaders make a better decision. One useful idea, seen by 50 relevant people can create more opportunity than a generic resume sent to 500 strangers. The hidden job market is not a secret database that only insiders can access. It is the space between the moment a business recognizes a problem and the moment that problem becomes a public job posting. That space is filled with conversations, recommendations, internal projects, recruiters, consultants, former colleagues, and people whose names appear at the right moment. Your experience gives you something powerful to bring into that space. You have seen problems develop, watched strategies fail, learned which details become expensive, and discovered how people behave when the plan stops working. But experience cannot help you when it remains trapped inside an application system. Make your value visible before the vacancy is visible. Build relationships before you need introductions. Study companies before they post openings. And talk about problems before you talk about titles. The best job may never appear in your search results because someone could be creating it around the person who understood the need first. Your next career opportunity may not begin with an application button. It may begin with one informed conversation that causes someone to say, "You are exactly who we should talk to." Subscribe to Next Role Advisor for practical guidance on staying valuable, adaptable, and employable in the next stage of your career.